In 2023, Mega released the UNSC Elephants Sand Nest set for their Halo line, and it is an absolute belter. I released a review for this a year ago and praised the set for just how good it was. And if you don't already have one of these, the good news is it's currently still available on Amazon and regularly available at discount too. So if you do want to pick one up and you want to help the channel out at the same time, you can do so by using my affiliate link in the description below. The Elephant Sand Nest is the third elephant Mega have produced over the years, and an update of the original elephant released back in 2011 under the Mega Blocks name. They also released a second elephant in 2014, which is a different type of elephant from the Halo Wars game. The reason I opted to make this video now was because I've only just recently purchased my very first original 2011 elephant. It actually came as part of the mammoth purchase you may have seen in a recent video of mine. From the same seller, I also picked up the original elephant for £60. It was in the same condition as the mammoth, so had to be fully refurbished, but as you can see, that's been done, and now we're ready to take a look. The first comparison I'm going to make is with build experience, and whilst all three of these are very enjoyable to put together, there is still a clear winner in this category, which is why I'm going to rank them. And in third place, I'm going with the original 2011 elephant. As I say, it is still a good build experience. In fact, I was very pleasantly surprised with how much I enjoyed the build, considering for the first time I've just recently put it together. I expected it to be worse. The pieces went together well, the instructions were easy to follow, and I was surprised given it comes from an era of Mega Blocks where quality wasn't at its best. That said, the reason I'm putting it in third place is simply because with the lowest piece count and the highest number of large custom molded pieces like the arches over the tank tracks, there is simply less to build. In second place, I'm going to go with the 2014 Elephant Troop Carrier, as although it's smaller than the original build, with it being a different version of the elephant, it just feels like a more involved build. It feels like there's more going on within the build, which makes it a more enjoyable build experience. Also, with a few years passing since the previous one, there is a notable improvement with the quality of the parts. There are still, however, a relatively large number of custom molded pieces, again similar to the original elephant. That said, the overall experience definitely puts it ahead of the original. And that means in first place, it's the Elephant Sand Nest. And it's not just first place, it's first place by a country mile. This has to be one of the best builds that I've put together from Mega. And especially now that I can reflect against the original build, at a glance they look incredibly similar, these two sets. The build experience is so much more involved. If I had to detract one point, I would say it can be a bit fiddly with the dual printed or dual coloured pieces to get some of the designs on the side of the elephant. That can be a bit frustrating if you're not concentrating, but if you are concentrating and you just go through the build as it's designed to be put together, it really is an incredibly impressive, rewarding build. The next comparison is going to be play features, and once again in third place it's the 2011 elephant, and this doesn't mean it lacks play features, it just means the other two excel when it comes to play features. The original 2011 comes with the movable interactive crane, 2 rotating heavy machine guns, an access panel to be able to put figures into the cockpit area, a small ramp section from the lower to the upper deck of the vehicle, a full toolkit inside the vehicle, a display screen underneath the cockpit area, as well as a whole host of shovels, axes, jerry cans and backpacks strapped around the exterior of the elephant, giving the purchaser more than enough things to interact with this set. In a close second place, I decided to go with the 2023 elephant, simply because many of its features are a direct copy of the original 2011 elephant, just improved upon. They did, however, make a number of subtle changes, like swapping out one of the round-based heavy machine guns for a tripod-style gun, which I actually quite like. It gives some variety. They also changed the access for the cockpit area of the elephant. On the old one, it flipped up, whereas this one, you just remove the entire section of the roof, which in some regards isn't as good, but it definitely gives better access. So I totally see why they did that. They also widened the ramp to 4 studs instead of 2, which was definitely a smart move. The display screen inside is now a far more detailed design. It's an excellent build and a fantastic printed piece which can be folded back against the wall to allow more access to the vehicle bay. And they also opted to put tools on both sides of the interior rather than all down one side. Some of the bigger changes are, for one, they created a secret room off to the side of the cockpit which can be accessed by just pushing down on this plate here. The roof section pops up and then you've got an incredible printed tile of the Prophet of Truth in there, which is again absolutely epic. They also gave us individually pieced track treads rather than the old rubber style one-piece tracks that were prone to failure. And then probably the biggest play feature is the fact the whole back end of the Elephant opens up so you can gain as much access as you want. And the best thing about this feature is it doesn't compromise the build at all. From a distance you wouldn't know it was there. It doesn't compromise internal space. It's there if you want it, and if you don't want it, it doesn't detract from the build in the slightest. And then in first place, we've got the Elephant Troop Carrier. And the reason I opted to give this one the first place was simply it's a dual mode vehicle. It's not just an elephant. And whilst the other elephants can do a lot, this one can do a little bit more. Whilst it still has many of the basics like the other 2 elephants, like the crane and the heavy machine guns, it's got a few secrets hidden inside of it as well. But we'll start off by taking a look at the front. As you can see, it's the only cockpit that comes with a seat, which is nice. You can also remove the roof section as well on this one, just to be able to gain better access to the cockpit. It has a load door at the front, which is capable of taking a mongoose. It also has a very big load door ramp at the back, which totally closes in the troop bay in the back of the Elephant. You can also open up the top sections of the roof at the back to once again get better access to the troop area. I am missing the minifigure hologram pedestal from this set. It didn't come with it, I bought it used, so unfortunately I don't have that, but it should be there in the center. As you can see, you've got 4 seats come with the set, but there's enough room to put another 4 in there if you wanted to customize it. Also got some weapons holders and some spaces to carry rucksacks and radio packs too. So a great space for holding figures. It's also worth mentioning that I am aware I'm missing one of the heavy machine guns from the back of this Elephant. I took it off to use it for a mock. Forgot to put it back on when I did this filming. But what makes this slightly different to the other Elephants is that it can deploy into a mobile command station. It does so. It's got these arms at the front which just pivot down to lock it into place. And then with the front section of the roof, you can just pull these sections apart and a great big cannon pops out of the top, allowing it to defend itself against any enemy that might come within range. For me, this play feature alone just gives it the edge over the other 2 elephants. It gives it 2 different modes, which makes it great fun for actually playing with. And that's why the Elephant Troop Carrier takes the #1 spot for playability. The next category is going to be figures and accessories, and it's sure to be a controversial one because the Elephant Troop Carrier is going from the top to the bottom. That's right, I've put the Troop Carrier in 3rd place, and it's not because it's got bad figures or accessories. In fact, it's got fantastic figures. I really like the figures that came with this set. You've got Carter and June from Noble Team, as well as 2 Marines, an officer and a medic, all in their new super articulated form, which was new when this set came out. They all look really great in my opinion, plus you get a whole torrent of weapons with this set. You get the most weapons in this set. There is absolutely loads of them, as well as the ones that the figures are holding. You get all of these additional weapons as well that you can actually store on racks within the build. So by no means am I suggesting these figures and accessories are bad. I'm just saying I feel you get more from the other 2 sets. In 2nd place, I've put the 2011 Elephant. Once again, it comes with 6 figures, although old articulation this time. And whilst they're not generally thought to be the better figure, they do still look pretty good for their time. They've always got good paint detailing and washes on them. You get 4 Marines with open-faced helmets. You've got one wearing a mask, and then it comes with a black Recon Spartan as well, which is pretty damn cool, and it's great to see that they've re-released this figure in super articulated form in one of the recent blind bags. Cannot wait to get my hands on that. This set doesn't come with as many weapons as the troop carrier, but it does still come with everybody to have their own individual weapon. Plus, it comes with the flamethrower, which is super cool. Absolutely love it when they put flamethrowers in sets, and you get a backpack for each of the Marines. But that alone doesn't make this set a better set than the troop carrier for figures and accessories. It's the additionals that you get on top that you don't get with the troop carrier. With this set, you get a black mongoose. It's the only time we've ever seen a mongoose in black. It looks pretty cool. And you also get 2 crates plus a fusion coil as well. And for me, that's the extra that puts it above the troop carrier. When they're selling a vehicle with a crane on it, you kind of need something for that crane to lift some kind of cargo. And the troop carrier doesn't come with anything. And that's why I put the 2011 Elephant in second place. Which means first place goes to the Elephant Sand Nest. It only comes with 5 figures, but these 5 figures really are next level. They are absolutely fantastic in my opinion. The 2 Marines in their Halo 3 gear come with removable helmets for the first time. You also get a Sergeant Johnson in matching armour. And although we've had a few Johnsons in the past, I don't have a great deal of them, and I particularly like this one. You also get the Chief, who looks fantastic, and for the first time ever you get Terrence Hood, Lord Hood, for the first time in mega form. We asked for it and they delivered. All of these figures, in my opinion, are just top tier mega constructs or mega figures. In terms of accessories, there's not a huge amount of accessories. You don't get any additional weapons other than the ones I've shown with the figures. You do, however, get 4 grenades, and you do get a micro action figure of Cortana, a holographic one with paint detail on it, which is particularly nice. Plus, you don't get a mongoose with this one, but you do still get the crates. Instead of 2 small ones, you get 1 small one and 1 large one, which is handy to keep the spare track sections in for the actual elephant. And you still get the fusion coil as well. So whilst there's not more in this set, I just feel the quality is higher than the original 2011 one. And that's why, for figures and accessories, I put the Elephant Sand Nest in first place. And the final comparison is going to be shelf appeal. And coming in third place is the Elephant Troop Carrier. There's a couple of reasons why I've put this in third place. One, it uses stickers. It's from the era before they started printing all their tiles. And as you will have noticed through the video, all the stickers are peeling terribly. Whilst they can be dealt with and repaired, I haven't done it yet. And it just becomes an eyesore. It's on my mind that they just make it look bad because the stickers are peeling. No one wants to see stickers peeling, so that detracts from its shelf appeal. And secondly, whilst size shouldn't matter, in some circumstances it does. And when it comes to the elephant, I just think it looks tiny, the troop carrier. When you see it here compared to the other 2 elephants, it really is small. And whilst it does have lots of features on it, I find it makes it look quite cluttered and clumsy as a design too. So for me, the Elephant Troop Carrier comes in third place for shelf appeal. Coming in a close second place is the 2011 Elephant, and for a 13-year-old set, I have to say I enjoyed the build and I was really impressed with the end result, and I think it looks really good with the figures out on display and the mongoose. I just really like this set, and I'm definitely going to have it out on display and be proud of it. Which means in first place comes the Elephant Sand Nest. And as I mentioned in the review, I praised this set for how good it was. It's a great build. I really like the figures. It's got some fun play features, but ultimately I think it just looks fantastic on the shelf. And if anybody comes around and views my collection, it's definitely something that draws their eye. So for me, winner of shelf appeal, Elephant Sand Nest. In previous comparison videos, I've covered value for money, but I found it really hard with these sets. For one, they were released 12 years apart, so money's worth different amounts over that time. They're also completely different piece count, from 1,200 pieces to over 2,000 pieces, not to mention printed parts versus stickers and so on. There's a lot of factors to consider here, which is why I left that category out. But you can make up your own mind in terms of value for money, but all we need to do now is add up the scores and see which one comes out on top. I'm going to apply 3 points for first, 2 points for second, and 1 point for third place. And coming in third place is the original 2011 Elephant with 6 points. And in second place, we've got the 2014 Elephant with 7 points, but a landslide victory to the 2023 Elephant with 11 points. So I guess that means my favourite elephant is the 2023 version. Obviously, that's just my opinion, and you're welcome to correct me in the comments section below. And also, before I go, I do want to recognise the fact that I am missing the stickers from the original 2011 Troop Bay area along the raised side sections. A number of grey stickers should be on those panels. They're not there, but I don't think it would have changed my opinion on this comparison, but wanted to recognise that anyway. And that's just about it for my comparison of the UNSC Elephants produced by Mega. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like before you go. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.